I want to focus on some of the things that we are trying to advance having to do with domestic violence, something that's very important to me and something that I practice quite frequently as a lawyer. One of the problems that we presently have is murder in a domestic violence situation is classified as a regular murder. We propose that murder in that sort of relationship be classified as murder with special circumstances. To that would tie two things. First of all, if convicted, the individual would be held incarcerated for life without parole. The other thing is that under our Constitution presently, the only crime for which one can be held without bail is murder with special circumstances. So we think that's really important for domestic violence victims. Those are very, very troubling and heinous cases. Another area is the GPS monitoring. In 2012, the Judicial Branch put in a pilot program in Hartford, Bridgeport, and Danielson having to do with domestic violence arrests and convictions to monitor those individuals, but also to give the victims the ability to be monitored as well, so that they know when those two things come into contact based upon a range. We're proposing that program that the Judicial Branch at least reports has been successful, that be expanded statewide and that be funded. Sometimes while a criminal protective order is issued in a domestic violence arrest, a safety plan is not in place for the victim. We're going to require the Judicial Branch put together a safety plan. Sometimes people are incarcerated as a result of a domestic violence crime, and then they are let out of prison. Well, we should make sure that those victims of domestic violence have some sort of plan, that there is contact, and we can try and assure their protection. And then the last thing I want to highlight is in a domestic violence arrest, that the Office of Victims Advocate have a seat at the table for pretrial discussion and conferences. And while right now it's discretionary, we would make that mandatory, that the Judicial Branch at least ask and the Office of Victims Advocate whether they want to be part of that process, because that is their role.